My YouTube people, how are you? I'm super mega cool. Here's Steve with a new little video for the channel. With the best ultimate cars for each track in beach boogie racing, of course my king. In this video, we are going to analyze the best car for each track here in beach boogie racing. One, in order to help you choose the ultimate car so that you can achieve the maximum level. I don't know if everyone will know my bro, but here in Beachy Boogie Racing 1, unlike 2, each little map has its difficulty. And also elements like water, earth, among others. They greatly affect the performance of a car. I mean, if you have a low car and you go through water, it will definitely slow you down a bit. And if you have a car that's not meant for sand, you won't be able to get the most out of it. So that's what this little video is for, to help you choose the best car, my bro, so you can win as many races as possible. I'm not gonna pick the exclusive cars, which are the Reno, the Grand Prix, and the Kilowatt. Do you know why? Because these cars are paid to play and many of you probably won't have them, but what you do have are all these cars over here. And if you want to know, Steve, how can I get all these cars as quickly as possible? There's a video on my channel that I'm going to recommend to you here. And also how to get the gold skins, I'm also going to recommend it to you here, my bro, so you can check it out. Now let's get to what we came for today. And let's start first with the little beach sand maps. And we have the Crab Cove and also the Paradise Beach, two super cool little maps. And what cars are recommended to race on this track? Here we have the first one. Here is the Beach Boogie. Another little car that can serve you is the Dune Jumper. That's why it says there is its name. I did everything like a pro. The Rock Stomper can also be a good car, my bro. We'll see what little maps these other little cars are good for. So let's select it. So I was telling you, if you want to have the maximum performance on this little track, yes or yes, the classic car has to be the Beach Boogie, because my bro, this car is designed just for this track for you to develop, my kid. This car helps you a lot as it is quite tall and its all-terrain tires are super cool. My cracks, are they going to kill me? Oh, I am not going to be worth the cheese. Take off my protection right away.
Wednesday.
All the real little cars are good cracks, but there are some that perform better than others on certain little maps, like this little car on this little map, my king. It's really going to depend quite a bit on your handling as well. For you to be able to become a winner on this little map, you can win the first place. The little map of Paradise Beach, another little beach map, another little sand map, definitely. If you want to fully develop yourself and have the race won, my bro, this little car is ideal, as I already mentioned. Why? Because it's designed precisely for this kind of little maps. Believe it or not, huh? Don't be fooled by the small tires this car has, because this little map is full of sand and cool, because this car develops cracks. Suddenly it doesn't have much resistance, but its speed helps a lot. And its grip in the sand. As I told you, my king, unlike Beach Boogie Racing 2, that the tracks don't affect you much and the terrain also doesn't affect you much. Here in this version, the elements affect you, my bro. If you go through the water and you don't have a car with high tires, are you gonna get stuck for sure? If you guys want me to talk about the characters, give all your support to this video, guys, so I can also do characters. Ideal for each of the tracks, we are going to win the first place. As I also told you, the Rock Stomper is ideal for these two tracks, but I'm saving this car because there are other tracks where we are definitely going to need it. Now we go with the full track maps, and we have here the Spooky Shores, Fiesta Village, and Shark Harbor. For these tracks, the Ambini, the Rally Pro are cars that are going to rock it. Absolutely, my bro. And you might ask, Steve, can't I select other little cars? Of course you can select them, my bro, but do you know what the detail is? These cars that we just selected have a lot of grip on the track, and they have a really full speed. That will help you move to the first place, to the Token King. This little map contains quite a few turns, and that's why I've selected Lambini. Do you know why? Because Lambini has good handling. Unlike the Rally Pro, which doesn't have such good handling. Because with the Rally Pro, If you take a very tight turn, it flips over, but the Lambini has better stability and instantly an epic comeback. The Rally Pro is one of the fastest cars here in Beach Boogie Racing. That's why it's called Rally Pro.
My bro.
But it has a little problem. It can't make tight turns and it doesn't go off with a bang, dude. But here on this little map that doesn't have many turns, this car really goes super smooth. And you might say, Steve, don't other maps work for you? Of course they do. But there are maps like, for example, the swamp map, my bro. If you go in there with this car, you might lose it. Why? Because the water affects it a lot and it might make you lose valuable seconds. My Kim, to be able to win the Tex race? But in races where there isn't much turning, this car is more than enough, boy. Now we're going to Mapitas, where there's water, and we have here the Misty Marsh, the Glacier Gooch, the Mushroom Grotto, and the Dino Jungle. The ideal car for all these tracks, for me there's only one, and it's the Rock Stomper. I'm telling you, champ, this car is ideal for this little map, because being high, you can go through the water and you can take some shortcuts. My king, without staying much. Because if you choose a little car that is too low around here, by the water, it affects you a lot, my bro, and you can lose valuable time. That's why, for me, the most ideal car is the Rock Stomper. For example, in this area, it goes right away. If you had another little car like a racing one, you would have been stuck there and they would have already passed you by. Practically, this car is immortal. Can you make it so beautiful? We went through the swamps like it was nothing, my king. And why is the Rock Stomper ideal for this little ice track? In this area, look, with this car you go through like it's nothing. Watch the speed, and from here I'll show you another little car. In this shortcut, if you have a low car, bro, you're gonna suffer a bit, your car will get stuck. Okay, we won this race from Tex. The Ambine is one of my favorite small cars, and I'll show you why. Look, my bro, look at the speed I'm losing. Do you realize? Even the Bad Rabbit has already beaten me. And now to climb this area is a bit difficult. Look, I've already lost some speed, mostly in the shortcut, but can you win the race with this car? You need to pass through an area with no water, meaning you have to go through here, bro. Something that would take a long time, and you better take a car like the Rock Stomper and you go easy. Many will say, and Steve, can't I choose another car to run this little map? Of course, my bro, you can choose any car. In reality, it could be the Beach Boogie or the Dune Jumper, but what's the problem? That this little map contains water? Look at it this way, suddenly the Beach Boogie can pass normally, the Dune Jumper maybe suffers a bit, and the low cars do suffer a lot. Another thing that the Rock Stompers use, because it opens this shortcut as if nothing, because of the resistance it has. Really, one of the things that affects quite a bit in this version of the Beach Boogie is the water. The water affects you a lot. At least if it's deep and you don't have big tires, it makes it a bit difficult for you. The sand and the ground make racing difficult. It's challenging if you have a race car. Another little map, yes? Or if you need a high car, a car with big wheels to be able to gain a lot of advantage, the little map of the prehistoric ancient dinosaurs. Because these lagoons that exist around here, really, look at these little cars at Tokyo. I, who have a big car, caught up with them very quickly, even though they started off with everything. And also over here, because that lagoon where the turtles are, my bro. Sometimes I mess up with a not-so-pro car. I stay there a little bit. I find it a bit difficult to get out. And over here too. At Niagara Falls there. Water significantly affects the low cars due to my cracks. Suddenly, with a car that has quite a bit of speed, you can gain an advantage, my king, but the advantage that the Rock Stomper gives you is another node. That's why surely, when I made the top best cars of beach buggy racing, which you can also see recommended around, this Rock Stomper earned a privileged place. For the little map Red Planet, for me there is only one car for this map. More nylon. For some reason, my bro, that I don't know, They have made a car specifically for this little map, the Lunar Rover. Do you know why, guys? In this area that we are going to enter right here, the only car that develops super fast is this car, guys. There are other cars too that run really good, but for some reason that I don't know. The car that goes a little bit faster and gains quite an advantage on this little map is the Lunar Rover. Probably because they said, let's make a space car and let's make it so that it only works cool on this little map. I've tried testing this car on different maps and it doesn't perform as well as on the little unidentified flying object map. I think the zero gravity that this car has to be able to move on this little map makes it unique. From there you can use any car, my bro, to win on this little map, but there are valuable seconds in that area that can help you a lot. We have the maps where there are quite a few curves, the Deep Bad Alley, the Blizzard Bay, the Fire and Ice, although here there is also an area where there is water, and the Rock Stomper would be ideal. You definitely need cars with good handling, cracks. For me, one of the cars with the best handling is the Grim Root. This is a fast car, a speedy car, but above all the handling it has is what helps a lot to be able to drift in these little maps. In these little maps, there are quite a few curves to get through. And if you want to take shortcuts, it helps a lot too, but I took it wrong. It doesn't matter. Another little car that can help you a lot too is the Ambini. The Rally Pro has poor handling. It's a car for more straight tracks, but here this car does develop. My bro, like the great ones, of course. And first place, a Fire and Ice in this area. Would I really have also chosen Rock Stomper to be able to play this little track? Because it also helps a lot, but there are too many turns, too many curves that only this little car can handle. Over here there is a lake, precisely, I'm talking about this lake here. This little car seems to get a bit stuck. But there's no problem because the skid I can get, for me it's one of the cars that skids the best. Could it be because it has slightly larger rear tires? Because those who have played this little game know that skidding here is harder than in Beach Boogie Racing 2. And those who have tried this little game will have realized that not all cars skid. Super Godfathers. Do you hear how easy the Severum hand is? Over here we also have another little map, the Tiki Temple, which also contains some swamps and a super epic turn to take some shortcuts. One of the ideal cars for this little map is the Rock Stomper, but if you want to take that shortcut like a pro player, the Grim Root can help you a lot. Guys, this little map contains some swamps and also a shortcut that if you don't have a car with good handling, we can lose it. Right, also over here, in this tunnel, there is a part of water, but we can escape through here and there is no problem with any little car we can do it. But where it is difficult, my bro, is in the shortcut. The little car, like the Rally Pro, it's a bit difficult to get the hang of it and take this shortcut well.
This shortcut is terrible, my bro.
How fast are you going at top speed? Taking it well is crucial for winning the race. Taking it exceptionally well is even better. And here comes this area of the swamps. Also, that with this little car, we can pass it easily, piece of cake, and I'm going to die. By your machinery, bro, little chicken box. If you have a very low car and you pass through this water area, you're going to get stuck, my king. But on the little side, you won't get stuck. So you can take that option, but this shortcut is what makes it difficult for many of the little cars. I've already died, and that's what I was telling you about, bro. The Rock Stomper and Beach Boogie could be good options, with the latter having good handling. And there's my who, and only a few little maps are left, my bro. Among them, the Aquarius, which is a little map that you can use a lot of the cars that are available, and another little map that also has a lot of laps and quite a few things. Cool. The Blizzard Bale, which you can also use any of the little cars we've already seen, but out of all the cars, you were probably wondering, Steve, what little map does the lining work on? If you haven't noticed, guys, the lining is a muscle car known as a high-powered American car. What does it mean? It means it doesn't handle well, but it does have power and speed that really breaks the mold. This little map here has a small detail, and the detail is this turn, guys. But with the speed, with this car's speed, we can take the easy shortcut, my cracks, and gain a brutal advantage because I'm really impressed by the speed of this little car. Guys, more nylon, what can I say? For me, this little car is ideal for this little map because it really takes off. It's scary, as you guys have already seen. There's no water, so I don't choke. I'm going to die. Oh man. This little map contains a lot of straight lines except for this little part of the aquarium where here there are a few terrible little turns. But we can do it. Cool because normal. We just have to try to take it cool. The shortcuts. In this car you take the shortcuts as if nothing. In this part we just have to try to jump as high as possible to be able to win. An easy one. Another little map where this muscle car fiesta village can be useful. This little map also contains quite a straight path, although it has a part of sand as you can see, but this car takes off like delicious. What I also like is that it has good resistance, like we can go through these areas and we can win easily. Although this little map contains some turns, but they are not so tight, so we can take it normally with this little car. Do you guys want me to also do the best cars from Beachy Boogie 2 for each of the little maps? We can do it, although I don't know how it would turn out because there the environment doesn't affect you much like it does in this version of Beachy Boogie. In some little maps, resistance also plays a big part, like in this little map, my bro. But really, this car runs, but very rich hand. And we go for the last of little maps, the Blizzard Vale. This little map contains something that there is an area where the snow is super intense, bro. And for me, the best car that performs in this snow area is the Rock Stomper. The resistance and good handling that this car has helps a lot on this little map, because some Yetis appear around here. If you crash into a weak car, it can set you back a good while. But with this car, bam, out goes the Yeti and it hardly slows you down at all because it has good resistance. I'm going to die, and just this area I mentioned where the snow is slightly higher. If you have a car that's too low, you're going to get a bit stuck, my bro, and you really notice it. When I've played with other little cars, I've been stuck. Look, do you notice it right away? I'm catching up to them, these pros who don't have cars, like with wheels that are too high. Although it's not so pro in the skid, but it's compensated by the resistance it has to be able to pass some obstacles. And the snowballs that come out there too, it's another problem. If you crash into a tree, you also don't have much speed left, bro. You pass super over in this little car, little snow car at the touch, my king. We'll win the tech race without using so many powers, guys. Easy and well, that was the little video of today, folks. Of course it was. So, I've already shown you the ultimate cars for each of the maps, and you must have realized that I've mentioned many times to a single car. Which one? The Rock Stomper. If you're just starting out in this game, my king, after the Beachy Boogie, do you want to buy a little car? I definitely recommend it to you. Get the Rock Stomper, which for me is the top car for this game because it's practically usable in all the tracks. And then you can go on unlocking the little car that you like the most. Whether it's the Green Route or the Ambini, they are cars that perform exceptionally well. And you all know that it depends on each one how they use it. I hope this short video helps you. Check out the other super cool, amazing videos I've linked for you here. Steve says goodbye. See you in the next opportunity. Bye.